Hello, this is Shanker once again, and आज I'm making a small video on a very important transit which is taking place, and where you have planets Sun, Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter in the Capricorn sign. So this is a very unique thing with Venus going and meeting. I mean, whenever there is a planet in the 12th sign, it always has its impact on the sign in the front of it. So Venus is in 12th of this entire thing, and from 12th to Venus is Ketu, right? And the Moon and Mars is in Aries. Now when you see at this planetary combination, which is the transitory combination, which is occurring at Capricorn, and Capricorn is a sign of karma. It is the Makar sign of Saturn, which is the sign where, it was a sign where son went to meet his son, the father went to meet Saturn after it abolished its कुंभ. जब उनका पूरा कुंभ को उन्होंने जला दिया था सूर्य ने, and Saturn had nothing, then son went to meet Saturn, the father went to meet Saturn, एंड सैटर्न ने उस समय सूर्य को कुछ भी नहीं था, राख था. तो जो राख थी वो उनको अपने फादर को, क्योंकि ही इज अ मैन ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर, ऑर्डर एंड डिसिप्लिन, शनि ने उनको वो राख उनको अपने भेंट में दी थी. तभी हम लोग वी गिव तिल. तिल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर सैटर्न इज कंसर्न, एंड सन गिव दिस वरदान or a kind of a boon to Saturn, that I may be the king, but you will be the largest planet. In the orbit system, you will be very large, larger than me, and you will have a great impact on my life. Also, never forget, the brother of Saturn is Yama, and he had a very important role in the life of Saturn. And of course, the sister was Yamuna. So don't forget the relationship between Shani and Yam. They have a very good relationship which is together. So with this, we see this sign of Capricorn where all the planets are there, and Capricorn is the sign of karma. It is the sign of Kumbh. Kumbh means is a sign of Makar. It also, and the next sign is Kumbh. It means that you are working towards making a Kumbh. What does Kumbh mean? Kumbh means a kind of a lota, जो कि आप जिसपे पानी भरते हैं. I mean, the first thing which happened, which even Lakshmi carries in her hand, is a matka. So first thing which human mankind did, the biggest invention which human mankind did, was to get water from nadi se apne ghar par, to get water from the river to the house in a pot, which was known as kumbh. तो उसके लिए जो उतनी मेहनत करी, I mean the मेहनत they did, and they bought water in a kumbh to the house. That was the first biggest invention. And therefore, remember, Lakshmi is always said by that pot. So without doing mehnat, without doing karma, without doing action, without having a purpose in life, astrology has no meaning, and Saturn has no meaning in life. And Saturn therefore governs two things. One is your action, and second house is 11th, fruit of the action. मतलब जो आपने action किए हैं और उससे आपको क्या फायदा मिलता है. So one very important thing is, lot of planets today are in the house of Makar. Then a few planets will shift into Kumbh, which are like twin. Makar and Kumbh are twin. I told you, Makar is action and Kumbh is जो आपने मेहनत का आपको फल मिलता है. But Makar today is action. Now if we look at action today, you have Shani and Surya together, but in this sign, I do not consider Shani and Surya to be a very, very big enormosity is there as far as your karma is concerned, and as far as your increasing of your bhagya is concerned. Makar sign is also 2nd to 9th. तो मतलब आपने जो भाग्य है उसका भी क्या अंश आपको मिल रहा है. I mean, there is something known as prarabdha karma, which you come with life. In life you come with a part which is known as प्रारब्ध कर्म, और उस कर्म का that is known as luck, जिसको हम luck बोलते हैं, वो luck का कितना पार्ट आपको अपने कर्मों में मिल रहा है. Because 60 to 70% is your karma and 20 to 30% is your prarabdha. I mean, where were you born and what are this thing you have. So remember, these three houses are very important, the 9th, 10th and 11th house. Now these are key houses which are there. And today Makar is there in there. Venus is in the Sagittarius, that is the 9th house of the of a celestial this thing, and this thing is in Makar. So Saturn and Sun today are not very well. I don't see in Makar, it is always that Sun is not too unhappy with Saturn in Makar, and Mercury and Jupiter are also there. And this whole conjunction which I see will pave out in a way where there will be a great influence of prestige, power and politics. So those in the profession of who are IAS officers, those who are in bureaucracy, those who are the multimillionaires or billionaires of today, you can call them the Indra of today, it is a very good period for them. It is a very good period for the government, where the government will be able to by its thinking process, by its shrewd thought process, by its shrewd actions, will be able to, and by means of communication and talking about good things of life, will be able to do positive things. This is my way I read it, because one more important thing you should understand here, the planet today, as we speak today, the planet in the lowest degree is Sun. So Sun will have its most important planet. So as far and Sun moves towards Jupiter, Mercury and Saturn, though Mercury is a fast moving planet, so it will go to Aquarius, but Sun is a friend of Mercury. So Sun would first interact with Saturn, which is structure, order and discipline. Then it interacts with Jupiter and Mercury, which are like wisdom, which both the planets of wisdom. But Jupiter is wisdom in a larger sense, and Mercury is intellect in the in the sense which is more deeper. So this particular transit which is happening is a very good transit where everybody can gain, and especially those in the government itself, bureaucrats, politicians, etc. will gain. Venus is in the 12th house to the whole thing. So whenever Venus is in 12th house, it is always a good thing to have Venus in the 12th house, and it will also add to the luxuries and to your to the pomp, fashion, show. So it is a very good period also for those in the film industry and modeling industry. It paves the way out. And since Ketu is again Venus, 12th to Venus, it shows a kind of dissection coming up in the film industry or in the fashion industry, where things will be divided, dissected, seen, and there would be a betterment which will come out in this whole industry of film, pomp and show industry, which is the industry which is governed by Venus. And if you see the aspect of Rahu, I take the aspect of Rahu as 5th and 9th, and in here Rahu will aspect this entire from the 2nd house, from Taurus. It aspects the whole Capricorn. So there will also be an element of where there will be an element of doing things quickly, doing things out of the box, doing things in a rash way. There could be elements, depending on the chart of various individuals, that could be an element of deceit and cheating also. That could also give them gains at a later point of time. So those things would be there. At the moment, as on today, Moon and Mars is in Aries, is a very good sign. Mars in Aries is always good. It gives you the courage, it gives you the power to do things. Moon, of course, is a quick moving planet, so it just sways Mars wherever it wants to, the way it wants to. So at the moment, the whole thing is you have the energy, you have planets in your Capricorn sign which are aspected by Rahu, where sun plays an important role. So government, politicians, bureaucrats, and you dealing with the government will have very good things. It will also be through a good amount of knowledge, divinity, grace, etc. Things would happen. Film industry, there would be a dissection in the film industry. There would be a heart change. There would be some kind of changes which will happen in the whole film industry. So this is what I see, which is there as the planetary energy for the next 50 to 60 days. And of course, moon changes. So moon, we cannot really, see. We cannot really predict on the basis of moon. But this is what I see in the next 50 to 60 days. Good period for the government, and if elections etc. are happening for the government in power, it would win, and nice things would happen in terms of. I hope the budget would also be very good, because that comes on the 1st of February. The budget would also be good. So it would be like a kind of a thing where positivity of things would happen, and whether they happen with out of the box, whether they happen with a little of deceit, whether they happen with wisdom, but there would be a positive thinking. Thanks and bye for now. This is Shanker, and you have my email ID connectingminds@gmail.com. You have my shankerstudy.com, my site. You have my YouTube channel, and you can also contact me on my Facebook and LinkedIn. Thanks.